The Philippines is indeed the former colony of the United States. Even the spirit of victory is said to be the same. On November 11th, the Philippine Navy announced a big news. It is said that the Philippine Navy for the first time held a single-side artillery shooting exercise in the Yellow Rock Islands. It shows that the Philippine fleet can maintain a top-level combat status in any environment. For this time, the Philippine Navy has made a big move. The ships that were launched include the defense ship Jose Elisa, the second patrol ship Lamar Alcaraz, which the U.S. Coast Guard has retired, and the landing ship Tarik, which has a load capacity of 110,000 tons. These three ships are the long-term guests of the Philippine Navy's past participation in the U.S. Navy. At the same time, considering the situation of the ship, the Philippine Navy sent 3 warships with remote control to carry out the exercise. Basically, it can be said that the Philippine Navy has been well prepared. The Philippine Navy's spokesperson, John Arks, boasted that although the weather was bad on the day of the exercise, and the waves were strong, the Philippine Navy's fleet still managed to overcome the difficulties, and consistently completed a series of mobile and wireless communications training. And in the southeast coast of the Yellow Rock Islands, they held a real-time artillery shooting exercise, showing the Philippine Navy's extraordinary combat performance. In addition, Arks also emphasized that the Philippine Navy did not discover Chinese ships or military assets during the exercise on the Yellow Rock Islands. The question outside is merely hinting that the Chinese ships were scared away by the Philippine Navy's real-time artillery shooting exercise. Some netizens may have found that before the U.S. Navy only engaged in armed patrols in the South China Sea, the Liberation Army's southern war zone would have immediately issued a warning. How come this time the Philippine Navy declared to hold a real-time artillery shooting exercise in the Yellow Rock Islands, but the southern war zone did not issue a warning? Of course there is a reason. Because the so-called Yellow Rock Islands exercise in the Philippine Navy is not in the Yellow Rock Islands, it can be confirmed from the ship's tracking signal. The exercise site of the Liberation Navy's Tarik is located on the west side of the Philippines. This coordinate is not only in the southern coast of our country, but only 8 miles from the coast of the Philippine Islands. If I have to say, the exercise area of the Liberation Navy is also near the Yellow Rock Islands. It's just 200 miles from the Yellow Rock Islands. The Liberation Navy spokesman Arks boasting to the media can also indirectly prove that the exercise site of the Liberation Navy is problematic. Because he refused to tell the media the exact distance between the Yellow Rock Islands and the non-military exercises, he was not willing to explain the more specific details of the exercises. So where exactly did the Philippine Navy exercise at that time? Just need to ask a question. In addition, this is not the first time in the Philippines to hold a real-time artillery shooting exercise on the Yellow Rock Islands. In January this year, the non-military army announced in a high-profile way to hold a real-time artillery shooting exercise near the Yellow Rock Islands. The propaganda routine is almost the same as today's exercise. The same thing is true for the non-military army. How did the non-military army overcome the difficulties to complete the exercise? During the exercise, they did not find the Chinese shipwreck. But in fact, the Philippine Navy did not even see the changes in the Yellow Rock Islands. The so-called Yellow Rock Islands exercise is purely non-military and air fighting. After the exercise, I asked the media to brag about the success of the Philippine military camp in releasing a threat signal to China. Because the brag itself has become a clue in the politics of the United States and its rich countries. This is the case in Europe and the United States, and the same is true for the Philippines. There was the White House bragging, and today it is Trump again, leading the American people to win the victory. Later, the Philippines successfully promoted the exercise in the waters of the Yellow Rock Islands. This kind of camp is a major feature of the spiritual victory law. It is that regardless of the facts, as long as you bury your head in the sand and pretend to be a crane, you can win a special camp every day.